नहमदु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अस्सलामु अलैकुम माय नेम इज़ इंजीनियर फरहान तनवीर and today is our third lab for the CCNA 200-301 certification free online course, and basically in today's lab we are going to learn about configuring the AAA service for our routers and also making the AAA users, and along with this we will be configuring SSH and Telnet configuration on our router. So without wasting any time, let us move on to our third lab. So we are going to start our today's lab, and our today's lab is the lab number 3. In this lab, we will be understanding the concept of AAA service, and then we will be performing configurations of AAA authentication on our router related to the console line and the auxiliary line, as well as for the telnet connections. And then we will be dealing with the SSH, that is the secure shell configurations on our router. So these four are basic objectives of today's lab. First of all, the introduction to AAA service. Basically, AAA service is authorization, accounting, and authentication. This service is by default present in your router. You have to just activate this service, and by the help of this service, we can create different user accounts. When you create a user account, then user account is identified by a username and it has its password. In the previous lab, we used only password authentication method for logging into our router using console and auxiliary port. But in this lab, we will be dealing with the AAA authentication. So what is the advantage of having a AAA authentication method over the password authentication method? Basically, in AAA authentication method, you have the pairing of username as well as its own password. So you can log the activities of a particular user, but in case of simple password authentication, you cannot have any user logging activities. So basically, AAA service is more secure and it is more efficient as compared to only password method for user authentication. So in the last of our today's lab, we will be dealing with the SSH configuration, secure shell configuration. So what is the difference between telnet and SSH configuration? When you use the telnet service, in the previous lab, I told you that telnet or telenetworking is basically used when you have the remote device login is to be done, then you use the telnet service. And similar is the case of an of a SSH service. SSH service also helps you to log in into remote routers. For example, you are in city Islamabad and you want to log in to a router present in city Karachi, then you have to use the telnet service. Or simply you are at the first floor of a building and the router is at the second floor of the building, then you can use the telnet service to simply remote login to your networking device. So what is the difference between the telnet and SSH configuration? The basic difference is the encrypted password and the non-encrypted encrypted as well as and the non-encrypted services. Basically, telnet uses the unencrypted or the plain text data transfer, and SSH connection is very secure because it uses the encrypted technique to transfer the data to and from the networking device through the telnet service. So basically, starting our today's lab, and we have our 2811 router. This is our 2811 router placed on the Cisco IOS Cisco packet tracer work area. And now I am double clicking this router to enter into its CLI. This is the 2811 router. You have to just zoom in and then click on the CLI tab. This is the CLI tab, physical config and CLI tab. All these features were explained to you in our previous lab. So if you haven't watched the previous video, the lab number 2, then kindly watch that video because it will be very beneficial for you. So here I will be entering the no because I want to configure my router using the commands. This is the user mode of your router, and simply typing enable, I am now entering into the enable or the privilege mode of my router. So here I will be now moving to the configure terminal, and the configure terminal will move me into the global configuration mode of my router. And here I will be creating the AAA user account. So username is the keyword to create a user account. Username Farhan, and password or secret password will be encrypted. If you create a user with simple password, then this password will be plain text password. So I have created user Farhan, and now I am creating another user that is Abdullah, double LAH. There is a simple spelling mistake, Abdullah. And the plain text password is also set to Abdullah 1, just like Farhan and Farhan 1, Abdullah and Abdullah 1. So now I have two user accounts. The first account has the name Farhan and it has the it has the encrypted password Farhan 1, while the other account is Abdullah and it has the password Abdullah 1. So these two accounts can be checked by typing the simple command show running dash config or show run. And here you can see that I have two user accounts created. This is These are the two lines that will show you the two user accounts created. And you can see that in username Farhan, the secret password Farhan1 is totally encrypted, while in the Abdullah username, the password is encrypted to plain text Abdullah1. So that is the difference between having a secret password or a simple password. So now moving to the configuration, I have now achieved the first goal, setting up the triple A user account. I will be authenticating the console and the auxiliary line using AAA authentication method. So for that, I have to move into the global configuration mode again. And from this mode, I will be entering into the specific configuration mode for console line. And here the login feature is basically now local. Local means local user account. So login local will link your console line authentication to the AAA authentication that you will be seeing when I will log in using the console port. And similarly auxiliary line aux0, and here also the login is uh, related to the local mode, that is the AAA service. So now I have both the lines, that is the AAA server, that is the console line, and the auxiliary line authenticated using the AAA service. Now I am moving out of my router. This is the outside of my router, and here now you can see that when I am again entering into my router, it is asking me a username. So I am writing the username Farhan, and then it will ask me the password Farhan1, and I am now good to go in my user mode, and now I am in the privilege mode of my router. So this is basic method of using a AAA service to authenticate the console and the auxiliary line. Same can be done for the VTY lines. VTY lines are basically the telnet connections, virtual terminal connections, 0 till 15. There are a total of 16 telnet lines that can be login in your router at the same time. And here also the login method will be login local, which means that using the AAA service to log in to your router. So that can also be checked. How can I check my telnet service? It is a very simple method. As you can see here that we have two fast Ethernet ports present in our router. So I will be configuring fast Ethernet 0/0 port, and then I will attach a PC at this port, and through the PC I will be telnetting into my router using the AAA service. So first of all, set up your interface, and interface fast Ethernet and 0/0, and IP address is given to 10.1.1.1, let's say, and subnet mask 255.255.0, and then the interface is no shutdown, that is the interface is turned to up, but there isn't any connection still. That I will be doing now. This is my packet tracer work area, and I am selecting now an end device. For the end device, I will be using a simple PC. This is a simple PC, and this PC will also be given the IP related to the fast Ethernet port 0/0 subnet mask. So at 0/0, you can see that you have the 10.1.1.1 IP. So at PC, give the PC 10.1.2 IP. So that will be of the same subnet. So 10.1.1.2, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway can be given to that of the router, and no need to give the DNS server. this is now configuration done for your PC. Now connect the PC at the fast Ethernet 0/0 port of your router using the copper crossover cable. So this is connected to your fast Ethernet 0 and this is connected to the fast Ethernet 0/0, and you can see that the interface is up. This green light shows that the interface is up, and also the arrow is in the upward direction, which means that the interface is properly up now. And I can test the connection by pinging my router through the command prompt, ping 10.1.1.1, and then the ping is also successful, which means that the connection between the router and the PC is working properly. Now from this PC, I can now telnet into my router using the IP address of 10.1.1.1, that is the fast Ethernet interface that is connected directly to my router. For this purpose, I am telnetting 10.1.1.1, and this is now the telnet connection open from my router, and it is asking me the username. I have created two username, Farhan and Abdullah. I can use either of them. Let's say I am using Abdullah this time, Abdullah, and the password was Abdullah1. So now I am now in my router, but it will not allow me to enter into the enable mode. Why so? Because at the enable mode, the password is not set. So if you don't set the enable mode password, then you cannot enter into the enable or privilege mode using the telnet or SSH connection. So what I should do is to move back to my router again. This is my router, and here I will be configuring the enable mode password that I told you in my previous lab. So enable secret password is set to, let's say, Faria. This is the enable secret password, and now I can log into my router using this password. So again, moving to my telnet connection and typing the command enable, and there you go. We have now the password set for this router. So I wrote Faria, and now I am in the router enable mode. And from here now I can do whatever I want to do, changing the host name. Let's say host name is set to Farhan_RTR, so that you can now you can do anything with the help of this telnet connection. And here you can see that the effect will be reflected. You can see here that it is now Farhan_RTR, because by the help of PC I configured my router's host name to Farhan_RTR. So from this telnet connection, I can also write down the commands or save my running configuration into the startup configuration, so that if the power is turned on, then I will not be left with an unconfigured router. So now the configurations are also saved. This is very advisable that you always write the command right, so that the configurations get saved and you don't lose your configuration. So now this is the telnet connection configured to your router. So now what we have done is our goal number one is achieved, that is introduction to the AAA service, then setting up the AAA user account, authenticating console and auxiliary line using AAA authentication. Telnet configuration is also done, and now the last topic of our today's lab is the SSH configuration. So for SSH configuration, what you have to do is to perform a number of steps so that the SSH configuration takes effect. And the first step is to set up the host name. So I am now configuring my router for the SSH configuration, and the host name is already set. The host name is set to Farhan_RTR. I am making this host name a simple one so that it will be easy for me to log in this. So I am using simple RTR. Host name is set to simple RTR, and again I am writing this changed configuration on my router. So the host name is already set. Now I have to configure the IP domain name in the global configuration mode. So I went into the global configuration mode, and the IP domain name is to be set up. Let's say this is the IP domain dash name, IP domain name. And after that you can configure any domain name. Let's say maxima.com. This is the IP domain name. And after configuring the host name and the IP domain name, we have to configure the public key algorithm, public key encryption algorithm, that is the RSA algorithm. So I am now creating the RSA algorithm keys. So for that we have the command crypto key generate, crypto key generate, and after that we have the RSA algorithm. RSA is a public key or asymmetric authentication, asymmetric encryption algorithm that is very useful. So after writing the crypto key generate RSA, press the enter button, and now enter any key size between the range 360 to 240 and to 2048. So I am using the most powerful key, that is 2048, and now the crypto key is generated also. So these three steps, that is the configuring of host name, and then the domain name, and then the crypto key is also generated. Now we have to incorporate our SSH configuration into the telnet line. So now moving into the telnet line VTY, we had a total of 16 lines, line VTY 0 till 15. And now at this specific configuration mode of telnet, I am using transport input command. Transport input, and after this command, you will have basically 4 different options. If you transport input all, then both SSH and telnet both can be used to log in to your router. If you use none, then neither telnet nor SSH will be used to remote login into your router. The remote login feature will be completely disabled. If you use only transport input SSH, then only SSH protocol can be used to remote login to your router. And if you use only telnet, so I am using all means both SSH and telnet can be used to remote login into my router. So and that command, the login local, was already configured, but I am configuring it again. Login local means AAA service should be activated or AAA service should be used. So this is now done on my router, the SSH configuration. Now I am again saving my configurations, and it's time to now make an SSH remote connection from this PC to my router. So if I use telnet, then telnet can also be used for remote login, because I configured the transport input all. This was the command, transport input all. So telnet can also be used, but here now I want to test my SSH configuration. So for SSH configuration, I have the command SSH -L, and after it I have to write the username. Username was Farhan or Abdullah 10 dot, the IP address 10.1.1.1, and now entering. So the password was set to Farhan1, and this is now your router, and here I am typing enable, and the enable password was Faria. So now I have made the SSH connection from my PC to the router. Here both the protocols will be working. If I now alter the connection of my router to allow only the SSH protocol for remote login, so that we are going to see from console. I am logging Farhan1, enable, Faria was the password. Now configure terminal, moving into line VTY 0 till 15, and here the transport input is only set to, let's say, SSH. So now if I want to telnet into my router, then that will not take place. So let us cross check it. Telnet 10.1.1.1, and here the telnet connection is refused. Why so? Because the transport input was set to only SSH protocol. Now altering it again to allow this is line VTY, and transport input is, let's say, set to telnet only. Now in this case, I will not be able to make an SSH connection that can be verified from PC login. This is my PC. Again, I am now telnetting. Telnetting will now work properly, but the SSH connection should not be allowed to be made. This is your telnet. This is Farhan and Farhan1, and I'm entering into my router. So now exiting and making an SSH connection. SSH-L, SSH-L, and then the name Farhan with the IP address 10.1.1, and you can see that the foreign host has not allowed me to make the SSH connection because the transport input was set to only telnet now. So I hope that this lab is now clear to you. Inshallah, in the next lab, that is the lab number 4, we will be dealing with some advanced topics like backing up our configurations on TFTP server and iOS also on TFTP server. But till then, it is time to say goodbye. Kindly subscribe my channel and share this video among your friend. Till then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.